Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well today. Sorry, I'm just pondering something. I hope everybody is really good today. I am excited to be here with you, but it won't be a long show. I obviously have a golf game to get to in this outfit. You're over the moon. John, I'm glad to hear it. Twitchy Skitch is here. Wahoo is here. There's ice in this drink, bitches. I didn't mean to call you bitches. Actually, I did. I chose the words and I said it. I don't know what we're gonna watch. It's something I downloaded. I didn't watch be recorded, so there's some fun in that. Shameless plug to the video that I made. Please watch it. I did not make this ice bill. I actually bought it. Oh, last week when I was like, oh, I have $3 in my purse, I bought the ice. How insane is that? Anyways, let's get a move on, shall we? I actually do have a lot of stuff to do today. Speaking of which, we'll have to talk about it as we come up to the summertime. Things will be probably shifting a little bit for our schedule. Oh, you can give me the recipe, Bill? That would be amazing. Oh, John's tickled pink. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is red. It looks red on screen. It's red in person. It reminds me of when I had a job where I had to wear a collared shirt. I never really liked that. Whatever. Anyways, so as summer comes about, we'll have to think about our schedule. We'll see how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Got some thinking to do. Anyways, in the meantime, we have court to watch. If I can find the button, do, press it hard, do, click the downloads, do. Insert joke here.
A few moments later.
That made me laugh.
Isabel Atley versus Chase Dawson Kinney, file number 22-7202DS. This is Mr. Kinney's motion regarding talk time and communication. The defendant is present, represented by attorney Matthew W. Boucher. Ms. Atley is in pro se. Can we hear from the friend of the court on this first?
Your Honor, on May 4th, 2022, an order had entered with communication on this file that the parties use at close for non-emergency communications, no adult topics to be discussed with the child, no negative or degrading comments, and all communication between the parties be limited to issues involving the minor child. So basically our standard communication provisions. Communication issues, whether it's denied talk time or just communication in general, has been an ongoing issue with this case. Multiple complaints from either party, letters, it just seems to not be resolving itself or stopping it in any way. So there was a notice of hearing scheduled for today, one regarding communication and the other regarding denied talk time that Mr. Kinney had denied athlete talk time on March 20th. For the parties, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Boucher, you,
Thank you, Mitch. Isn't that Mitch? Bill, is that guy's name Mitch? I can't remember. This courtroom reminds me immensely of my elementary school that I went to that was like 120 years old, and I'm not exaggerating. I literally went to the oldest schools, some of the oldest schools in North America, and the windows and the color looked like that. We had a gymnasium, quote unquote, because I think it was maybe a half a basketball court. I'm serious. It was a very small gymnasium, and there was a balcony up that you couldn't get to. We always used to say that a student had jumped off there and died, but I don't think that happened. We just made that up because we're little liars, like kids are. That's the same school that also had servant stairs, or like extremely steep staircases to the third floor that we weren't allowed to use. But eventually, because I went to that school for so long, and because my mother left us there for after school care as long as possible, I explored that school in and out, up and down, all around.
you were you represent the moving party in this case. What would you like to tell the court, sir?
Yeah, Your Honor, I think he just summed that up pretty well. I think there's actually further issues. Unfortunately, this seems to be a matter where the parties just have a ton of animosity, whether it's right or wrong on either side. My client has shared a lot with me that he's concerned about as it relates to the complaints coming into communication. We would indicate to the court that as the order stands, there is a parenting time schedule. There is talk time set up for every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. The parties have been utilizing that. There has been, at least on my client's end, on a regular basis, a number of interruptions, interferences with just, comments in the background, discussions that maybe are inappropriate. And it's concerning to my client, obviously, as the child's being exposed to it. This child is 3 years old, Your Honor, going on 4 here in a month or two. The other issue we have as it relates to talk time, my client would admit that ultimately she was denied talk time on March 20th of this year. What's interesting, Your Honor, is the way the parenting time schedule is set up with the Tuesdays and Thursdays. Parenting time exchanges on one of the weeks is Thursday at 6 p.m. So mom is exchanging child at 6 p.m. and then we have a talk time at 7 p.m. that same day. Now, my client has been picking child up early on a regular basis. So on this occasion, I do believe he picked the child up a couple hours early, 2-3 hours early. And then mom expected her talk time at 7 p.m. And the child was, as my client would put it, asleep, passed out asleep, worn out, and was not budging. And my client explained that to Miss Apley, and I think he tried to set up a later time or the next day, but unfortunately the parties are unable to agree. I do think that I've never really understood why we would have a talk time on the same day, especially an hour after an exchange. So I think it's something the court needs to examine. Like I said, as it stands right now, it's Tuesdays and Thursdays, but on one of the weeks, child's getting dropped off by mom or picked up from mom at 6 p.m., and then there's a talk time at 7 p.m. I don't really think that makes a whole lot of sense. It's a whole other issue when the child is sleeping. On this occasion, it was a Thursday where a child was getting dropped off right before that talk time or picked up right before that talk time. So my client would admit that that talk time on March 20th did not occur. That he had just gotten child from mom, and he took pictures and sent them to mom. Child was in bed and was out cold. That's kind of where my client would stand on that, Your Honor. And he did offer, we'd call it makeup talk time, afterwards if child got up or the next day, but unfortunately the parties aren't able to agree on those things.
Well, what is your client proposing regarding the talk time on the exchange day?
So I spoke with my client extensively about that, Your Honor, and the way the parenting time schedule is set up, we really couldn't figure out a better method. The only thought that we could come up with is it stays in place that talk time occurs on Tuesdays and Thursdays. However, if it is an exchange on that specific day, the talk time would then be the next day at 7 p.m.
What is the parenting time schedule?
Essentially, right now, we'll call it week 1. My client, Mr. Kinney, would have child from Wednesday at 6 p.m. until Saturday at 6 p.m. And then week 2, the following week, it would be my client would have child on Thursday at 6 p.m. until Monday at 6 p.m. And then it rotates between those 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I tried to look at specific days, and it was tough as far as doing talk time. Typically when I set up talk time, you try to find something where it's been a couple days and keep the parent involved. I'm just not sure that. I think it's been causing an issue here to have talk time on the same day as an exchange.
I understand.
Now, I don't know how old the children are in this case, but it is extremely disheartening when 2 adults cannot sort this out without lawyers and a judge. Oh, that makes it it hurts my brain a little bit. You know what I mean? And I'm fucking stubborn. I am stubborn as fuck. I've learned to turn that into, if somebody says, oh, you're really stubborn, I say, I actually have great tenacity and am a good person if you need something done. But seriously, just give a little, why is the phone call such a big issue? Why is there being a court, this is costing tax dollars. Christy, hello. Tax dollars at work. Crazy.
Exactly your response.
The Saturday is at noon, not at 6 p.m. That's just something that I wanted to add.
Okay, the Saturday is at noon. About
Yes.
1. Okay.
Yep. I guess I really don't have anything to add. The day that he denied me talk time, I did offer, and I did ask if I could have him talk to me on Friday, and he told me no, he was busy. And I did turn those into the front of the court,
Okay.
as in the screenshot of him saying no, he is busy.
When you do your exchanges on Thursday, what is your work schedule?
It varies every day. It's not a set schedule. Some days I get called in early, some days I work at midnight, some days I work afternoons, mornings. It really.
Okay.
I don't have a set schedule.
It really just depends on when the OnlyFans people are up.
If the talk time on Thursdays would be modified to another day for the exchange only, well, what date or time would be, day and time would you propose?
We could do Fridays at 7 p.m. That's fine with me. If it is the next day, that's fine.
Okay. It's currently set at Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7?
Yep.
7, okay. All right. I also read
Now, William, you better be talking about her. I do not convey Lori Vallow at all. But William, you're gonna have some explaining to do to Holly. Because you have a membership here. I'm just kidding. We love you, Holly. We know you're listening.
In the motion, there, while the child is speaking or engaging with the other party.
Oh, and now I see Tammy. Oh, honey. We are so sorry. We're thinking of you. Sending you good vibes. We love you. Oh, but we're here for you. Promise. We'll have 2 shows tomorrow. And you lay her to rest tomorrow. Is that what this is? Tomorrow. Well, if you need us, we'll be around. Oh, and 5 more are coming. Yay! John's getting a new kitten, but Tammy's saying goodbye. Oh, is that somebody at my fucking door? I might have to go check that. I love you guys, though. Let's continue on with this case. Do I know what time tomorrow? I know it'll be daytime because I'm going out for dinner at like 5 o'clock. So it'll be over well before then. So similar to today.
That there are interruptions.
It's on both sides, yes.
I'm not saying it's one side or the other.
Yep.
How do you propose we fix that?
I have actually been going into my vehicle and having him talk to his father when it is my talk time, for him to call on my time.
Okay.
So I just resolved it by going into my car and just having just me and him in the car with him talking to his father.
Okay. Permission to speak to your client, Mr. Boucher?
Yes, Your Honor.
Permission denied. Streamlabs, permission to explain what the fuck you're doing? Other than reminding me to say thank you again to NPC. Oh yeah, we've seen this court many times, Carla. Oh, Tammy. Oh, you're so sweet. You are so sweet. Thank you. Oh. All right, Tammy, thank you so much. Streamlabs, literally, what's happening, bro? We're gonna have to talk about this later. Like, I was gonna let the first one slide a little bit, but that was just embarrassing. Tammy is so nice. NPC is so nice. Gifting memberships, and you're messing it up, bro. Ugh. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Mr. Kinney, what would you propose talk time on Thursdays to be if it were moved?
It would be okay. Thursdays are okay too. I guess I could adjust, noticing maybe when he's getting tired to call her and allow her to talk time on Thursdays.
Even though the exchange was earlier that day?
Yes. I mean, if we have to move it to a Friday, that's fine. Give him some time to rest so that he's recuperated and then he's able to talk to her on Friday too.
Which is going to be better for the child, Thursday or Friday? Mom, what do you say?
I agree.
I like when parties agree when it comes to their child. All right, anything else, Mr. Boucher, before the court makes a ruling on all this?
Yeah, Your Honor, as it relates to the interruptions in the background, the friend of the court indicated that there's been ongoing issues, and we've been in front of Your Honor, I think at least on 2 other occasions with issues relating to social media posts as well as issues between these parties. I don't know if Miss Apley's indicating it's a third party that's causing the interruptions and she's going to her car with child. I don't necessarily believe that's the case. We just ask the court is clear that both parties, that this is time that you set aside and you do not interrupt unless it's an emergency. Obviously, if child's 3 going on 4, there's a accident in the pants, or child has some other type of accident, then certainly, but I don't believe it's related to only third parties when it comes between these parties. I certainly don't want to be before Your Honor again with the same issues. We were before Your Honor before on social media posts, and quite frankly, I would like Your Honor to address it. Miss Apley continues to post derogatory and negative things. Now, they're not obscene or absurd, but they're clear, and they're causing problems in my client's life with these social media posts that are degrading him, whereas he's going to church with child and people are making comments to him.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Did he move out of the United States? Ugh, maybe this isn't a good time to say it, but the last I checked, you still had free speech. He can't tell her not to post on social media. I mean, maybe they could put an injunction upon... I don't know. I always am hearkening back to that case in Canada, mind you, where an ex-husband took out basically a revenge site against his ex-wife, and a judge ordered him to take it down, and he refused, and he went to jail, and he stayed in jail for quite some time.
Your Honor already addressed that there's no social media posts of that nature. I'd like it addressed again. I don't want to come back before Your Honor with other minor issues like this. I don't consider them minor, but it's time consuming and inefficient.
Well, why was it not addressed in the motion then?
Your Honor, I did not file a motion on this. There was originally a motion related to custody that Miss Apley had filed, and then that was adjourned. It was never renoticed. My client filed complaints with the friend of the court, and the friend of the court set this for a motion regarding communication issues. I have not done a supplemental motion. There are some other things that needed to be discussed with my client as far as what his options are, but for purposes of today, this was filed by the friend of the court.
You're right. Give me an example of a post you think is offensive as it pertains to your client.
Allow me just one moment, Your Honor.
Yes, he refused to take the revenge website down, Rose. I'll find a link. It was a very interesting case. Very, very inappropriate things on the website, and it wasn't just like posts on social media. It was him, he paid for the website to stay up. I'm not sure how long he spent in jail. Quite a while, though, if I recall correctly. He was martyring himself. He's like, I'll never take it down. He's like, well, then you're going to fucking jail.
While you're looking, the friend of the court made aware of this?
Okay, Your Honor.
Yes.
I believe it's been brought up in the past, but again, this has been such an ongoing issue. And with these particular notice of hearings for today, if it was Mr. Kinney filing a complaint, within minutes, we had a response, or Ms. Apley's side of the complaint right away. So one was filing an email or complaint, the other one was automatically sending it. Again, it's been this ongoing issue that we've addressed with letters in the past, and it still keeps happening. So we just brought it to the court's attention.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Boucher.
There's a number that I told my client that I think are a stretch when we talk about TikToks that are talking about baby daddies that suck. Obviously it is clear who mom is referring to. For example, she recently had up a TikTok that the trend is heartbreaking for single moms who chose the wrong father for their child unknowingly. I explained to my client, it is what it is, but I mean, it gets as deep as, does anybody ever just want to slap the shit out of their baby daddy? Like, no hate, but hypothetically one big slap or beat the shit out of him. What's the first thing you say when you're mad? It's your baby daddy's fault. When baby daddy tries to get sympathy from you, it just, I don't need therapy. I need to scream at my baby daddy to the point my voice echoes in his head like his does mine.
Okay,
Yep.
I get, I get it now. I
Yep.
get it now.
I don't, if you, I mean, obviously you couldn't, but like if anybody were to go on my TikTok, I don't post about him. So like, I don't know where he's getting that from. Maybe from
Well, I
like,
know where he's getting it from.
well, it's like maybe reposts, like that's, but it's never been me directly posting it. As in like my physical TikTok.
Mr. Boucher, is that her physical TikTok or is that someone else's?
Well, Your Honor, a repost is her accepting it.
No, a repost is not her accepting it and making it her own. That is not how that works, bro. Firstly, as a content creator, bothersome. A repost is strictly different than making new content, right? I don't even use TikTok, so I don't know. But let me just say, on YouTube, you can like clip and you can make shorts of other people's content and you can react to their content under fair use. But if I react to a video, just because I react to that video doesn't necessarily mean I condone anything in that video. We watch court and police content all the time. So I don't think that it always goes that way. Also, does that mean like every video that you like, all of a sudden you're responsible for every bit of it? What about all the videos that you didn't watch all the way to the end, but you liked at the beginning and then all of a sudden there's a twist at the end? Questions. Why would she be resharing it? Well, you know, even if she does feel that way though, nothing that she said there was that she reposted other people's words there said his name. Just because he thinks that it's about him. None of his fucking business. Stop looking at her TikTok. Get on with your own life.
And posting it as her own. You know, somebody else created it, to be fair, but she's then posting it, reposting it. She's making it her own and putting it on social media on her page for everybody to see. And my client's been approached by people at church making comments to him. So, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it is creating problems.
How do you respond to that?
I guess I don't know because I would have to go look and see if I even have. I mean, it's easy to hit the repost button.
I'm sure it is. Well.
And I actually didn't even know that my son was going to church. This is all news to me about him going to church.
All right, I've heard more than enough. This is the court's issue, I guess, at the end of the day. At the end of the day, to the court, we have a 3-year-old that's nearly 4. And this child, like any other child, is going to be soaking all this information up like a sponge. And that child is going to act the way the parents act because the child learns from the parents. And what we have going on here, to be very honest with both of you, is immaturity on behalf of both parents. It's time to grow up. It's time to understand that, you know, you can, and this is generally speaking to both parties. You know, it's really easy to comment about the other, baby mama, baby daddy, whatever you want to, whoever the individual is, and to be upset with each other. But you certainly weren't upset with each other when you were dating previously and conceived this child. Let's be honest. Let's just back it up in time a bit. When everything was going well, no problems, no issues, then obviously parties go their separate ways. And then one's barbing at this one, one's jabbing at that one, and we're not doing anyone any justice. As a matter of fact, if the child catches wind of this, and I'm telling you, a 3-year-old can catch wind of this, when that happens, that reflects upon the child, and the child will act inappropriately and then take sides against the parents, eventually to the point where, well, I don't want to see dad, or I don't want to see mom, or mom, you're this, or dad, you're that, because that's what the other parent said about the other. We all need to grow up. The posts are not, I don't care if you repost them or not. That is the baby daddy, no question about it. And as far as the court's concerned, it's reflective of father. Now, if he's not a worthy father, I get it. But when you put it out on social media like that for all the other people to see, it causes further problems and it puts a mark on the child. We don't need to do that. On the flip side, when it comes to the two of you being able to communicate, I can see from the front of the court that a complaints file within minutes, there's a response, and it's just back and forth, back and forth. Ask yourselves this. The action that I want to do to the other parent, how does that positively affect my child? So if it's dad being upset with mom because dad would like to take the child earlier or on a different day for his custodial time, and it doesn't work out, well, mom's a ask yourself this question: does that help the child? Well, how does that materially make the child better? It doesn't. So no disrespect to either of you, but you both need to grow up. And you are parents, and you have a child in common. And I've said this before in divorce proceedings, though you go your separate ways. Now, this is not a divorce, but when you go your separate ways, the reason why you separate, there were bad feelings. This person is not what you expected, or that other person is not who you expected. But you have a common interest in mind, and that's this child. And you have to realize that every action I do or reaction I do to the other parent is going to cause if it causes a problem, that child's going to pick up on it. So, relative to the alleged denied talk time, I don't find, based upon the information presented, that it's a show cause, so to speak, that father should be held in contempt. I accept his testimony that the child was asleep. However, that can be relayed. And by the way, parties have app close. It doesn't look like they do. They do? I thought I was reading text messages.
No, the parties are using that close.
Okay, good. Good. I appreciate that. So these screenshots are all through AppClose?
Correct.
Okay, they reminded me of text messages, so I apologize.
They're screenshots of the conversations, not an export.
Perfect. And so even though we don't actively monitor these responses and all these comments, the court, if you come back before the court, will be looking at these. And if it cannot be a positive communication, then don't comment at all, simply put, for both of you. I'm not going to grant the makeup time for March 20th. However, I'm going to order on the Thursdays that'll be moved to Friday at 6 p.m. It really doesn't make sense, I think, to have talk time maybe an hour after the exchange. That could be done on Friday, and actually probably would be better on a Friday or even on a Saturday. Only reason being is day and a half with dad and then mom, because she just saw the child an hour ago. You can see the child a day later or so. So talk time on Thursday on the day of the exchange shall be on Friday at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., or as the parties can agree. Otherwise, again, folks, just try to turn this communication around. Regarding the monitoring as well, that was the other comment I wanted to make regarding FaceTime. It just takes common sense from both of you. When you're talking with the child and the other parent's in the room, the other parent has to be in the room for someone as small as 3. I mean, come on, the child may be brilliant as all get out, but to have that child's attention, to focus, holding on to the phone and all that may not be so easy. There's no need to comment during the other party's discussion with the child. If there is a comment, if for instance, dad's doing the visitation by phone and he says, hey mom, how's he doing with this or that? That's fine. But when it comes to barbing, jabbing, and it can be established, you come before the court again, it could be more than just a fine. It could be potentially jail. I don't want to do that. We're not even to that level, but I want to make sure that it stops because this child is absorbing all this. Any comment regarding that, Dad? You understand? Mom, do you understand?
Yes.
Mr. Holtman, what would you like to add?
I'd like to recommend the court consider ordering 8-hour high conflict co-parenting classes online for both of these parties. Maybe responsible for the cost of that class.
It's online.
It's online.
Yes, Mitch. Yes, Mitch. Thank you for saying what we all want to say. Teach these people how to parent, co-parent. Sad state of affairs, it really is. I hope the judge does order that. Let's see.
You'll provide the information to the parties.
Yes, and if the parties can have certificates completed and submitted to the front of the court within 90 days.
I will order that as well. How many questions?
No.
Mr. Boucher, anything further on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, just to be clear, so is the court ordering then it will still be Tuesdays and Thursdays on the talk time, except for the week that it falls on a Thursday? That week it would be the Friday.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. So I make sure I had that clarification.
Yep. Great, that'll be all. Good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
And clean slate again. Let's do this right. That's all.
Your Honor, just real quick, is the court wishing for front of the court to do this order or part of the order regarding the
Well,
quote?
it was filed by the friend of the court though,
Yep, we did the notice of hearing.
so I'm gonna ask you to do it. Perfect. Mr. Boucher, you've got a break.
And does Mr. If Mr. Boucher would like, we can send him a copy to sign off on it, or?
What would you prefer?
I don't need a copy to sign off on. If you draft it as the court ordered, if you want to submit that, I'm happy, satisfied with that.
Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you. You're all set. You're all set, folks. Have a great week.
Well, folks, we're all set too. I know it was a bit of a short one today, but I appreciate your indulging me. What a day. What a day. What a case. Seriously, guys, you got Lisa making me laugh. I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep an eye out for tomorrow. We'll have 2 shows. There'll be daytime shows, so keep your eyes open for that. Send good vibes to Tammy. Thank you again, Tammy, and we're sending good vibes. Thank you, NPC. Do me a favor, remember that I love you and I'm proud of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Ways down red.